What's up, TRT community? Let's help each other. For those of us who actually struggle with low testosterone, who suffer from it, we know that before we found out that that's what our problem was, that was the source of our negative symptoms, we know that there's both a mental and a physical aspect to having low testosterone, isn't there? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I want to talk to you my story, a little bit more of my story, some more details, taking you on location to places where I knew for sure something was definitely wrong with me, and the problem turned out to be low testosterone because I finally went to the doctor and got that figured out. But maybe you are watching this because you think you're struggling with low testosterone. Well, listen, I want to encourage you, go to your doctor. Well, there's another option as well. This video is actually sponsored by Let's Get Checked. They offer at-home testosterone testing kits. This will come right to your house, and you can do that, send it in to them, and you'll get the results right on your phone. If you're interested in learning more about that, we'll just click the card right up there, and I did a whole review about them. So I can remember distinctly a few different things that made me say something is definitely wrong with me, and I know because of this thing happening right now. I want to take you to where I knew the mental aspect of something being off with me. That happened about 3 years ago. And then the physical aspect. And that physical aspect was the thing that made me finally say, enough is enough. All right, so we are in my old neighborhood here, and this is where the sort of mental aspect of it really started to hit me more, because I used to have my own lawn maintenance and landscaping company, and some of my first customers ever were in this neighborhood. And this guy here at this house, he was one of my first customers, and I was cutting his grass, and I can remember using the push mower here on his yard, going back and forth, because that's back when his sod was still really new and it was kind of thin, and I didn't want to take the big mower on it to mess up his sod, and so I used the push mower. So anyway, you don't care about that. I remember walking back and forth right there, cutting his grass, and that day, man, I'm telling you, my mental state was off badly. I was going ups and downs. I was bad in the dumps, and I had gone to seminary with a guy who was getting his master's in counseling, and then he ended up getting his doctorate in counseling. And I'm telling you, I was this close to calling him that day because something was bad off, and I could tell, and I thought, man, I'm losing it. So, I don't know what's going on with me here, but this is where the mental aspect of my negative symptoms hit me the worst. I still remember, it was about 3 years ago, right over there at that house. Little fun fact for you, guess what? My lawn maintenance and landscaping company that I had back in the day, guess what? I was the owner, and I was the bookkeeper, and I was always employee of the month. You want to know why? Well, because I was the only employee. It was a one-man show. It was just me, but it was a real LLC. Guess what? You know what I named my company? Wait for it. Amazing Grass. You want to know? Remember? You know why? Because I'm a pastor. Get it? Amazing Grace, Amazing Grass. Get it? Yeah, it was awesome. And what's so crazy about all this is it was just low testosterone. I mean, it's crazy how much low testosterone affects you, even mentally. You know, a lot of us don't think about that when we think, oh, got low testosterone. Obviously, it's because, yeah, I mean, maybe libido is low, or maybe, you know, some men struggle with ED. So a lot of people don't really factor in or think about the mental part of it, but it does affect you mentally as well. So speaking of the physical now, though, let's go to where I knew for sure that something was definitely off with me, and this is when, I mean, this was the final nail in the coffin. I said, all right, I got to do something about this. So that incident was about 3 years ago. That happened when I was cutting the grass, that mental aspect of it. But you know, it came and went. It didn't stay around all the time. And so it was more of kind of just an annoyance. It wasn't like really messing up my life. But the thing that really started to mess up my life, that happened about 2 years ago. And that's what really led me to go to the doctor. And it happened here when I was working at Harley Davidson. What did I do here? Well, I was the guy that got to, once they were done assembling a motorcycle, I was the guy that got to test drive it and see if it could go to its top speed. Not really. I didn't get to actually do that. I was the guy who swept the floors and mopped and took out the trash and emptied the oil catch thingies, and I would wash the motorcycles too. And you know, listen, I got to put food on the table somehow, and that was a job, and I needed a job. But what I would also do was this: I would also go out and get motorcycles that were broken down. A customer would call, and either he was broken down or his bike wasn't running very good anymore, and he needed us to fix it. I would get the truck and the trailer, and I would go get that bike and put his bike on the trailer, bring it back here. Well, I was doing that one day, and I had backed the truck and trailer in there. I just loaded on a guy's Softail motorcycle. And sorry it's loud, there's a lot of interstate behind me, and so that's why it's so loud. I apologize. And I was unloading this guy's bike, and you know, when you're riding a bike backwards, I was backing it off the trailer, you gotta hold the bike up, you know, with your legs. And so I was backing this thing off, and guess what? Sometimes the bike will go left or go right, and it's no problem. You just push your leg and straighten it back up. You push with this leg and straighten it back up this way. Well, this bike started leaning this way, right? And I was not able to push the bike back up. My physical energy had been coming and going. It was more of an annoyance. But that day, I could not even hold that motorcycle up, and guess what? I dropped it. I mean, it fell over. And now this bike, it was an old Softail, and I'm telling you, this thing was old as Moses and ugly as sin. So if anything, when it fell and hit the ground, if anything, it just knocked a little rust off and improved it. But that bothered me so bad that my energy is now dropping so much so that I can't even hold a motorcycle up anymore. This is not good. And granted, my energy would just drop and then it would come back. But I said, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm done with this. I'm going to the doctor. And so that's what led me to finally go to the doctor. And I did. And I'm really glad that I did. And it turns out I had low testosterone. So that's what was the final nail in the coffin for me that said, I'm done with this. This is not just an annoyance anymore, a mental annoyance and now a physical annoyance. Now it's messing up my life. And I can't have that. And maybe you have come to that point yourself, and you are just thinking, I can't stand this anymore. Enough is enough. Let me encourage you, okay? Like a friend to a friend. That's what this channel is all about, us helping each other. Just go see your doctor. Just once and for all, just go get your blood work done. Go get things checked out. If it is low testosterone, let me just let you know that that's a really easy fix, okay? It's not as scary or as big of a deal as you may be thinking it is. Hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of us are doing it, and let me tell you, it's actually a lot more common than you think it is. When I started this channel 2 years ago, I didn't realize how common it was. I didn't realize how many guys I was going to have sending me questions and concerns and things like that. I didn't realize how many guys I was just going to meet once they found out that I had a low testosterone channel on YouTube, that they would also share with me, you know what, I suffer from that too. Or you know what, I think I suffer from that too. Listen, it's not as big of a deal as you think. Just go get it checked out. And I'll be here to help you, okay? I try to answer all the questions I get, almost all of them. I try, okay? I get thousands, but I'll be here to help you along the way. Well, guys, that's a little bit of my story, a little bit more things that you might not have known about, things maybe that you're also suffering with. So I just want to let you know you are not alone, okay? There's a big community here of people to help you who've gone through the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Peace.